Hey guys, what's up? Welcome to another video. If you are watching this video, I am currently on maternity leave. I mean, right now I'm still pregnant, but this is a pre-filmed video and I am currently on maternity leave. And so I wanted to kind of get some pre-filmed content up so that I could have things for you to watch. And that is what you are watching here. Today, we are going to talk about makeup of the past. I think I'm calling this like blast from the past or something like that. These are like old OG makeup products that everyone was talking about at one point in time on YouTube, and it's like I kind of forgot about them. And I want to talk about them today. I want to get your thoughts. I want to know if you guys still use any of these products, and we're just going to take a walk down memory lane. If you're new here, hello and welcome. My name is Kelly and I love all things makeup and beauty. I love talking. I love makeup. I love talking about makeup. So if you like to chat about makeup too, I would love to have you subscribe and be part of the K Bella fam. Why don't we go ahead and jump into the video. Okay, I did scoot over because I'm pretty sure I only have one of these products that I'm about to talk to you today about. So I'm just gonna pop up pictures right here. But the product that started this all was I saw Sephora was having like a sale, and it was on the Glam Glow products, like the Glam Glow mud masks. And I was like, oh my gosh, I forgot about those. I forgot about the Glam Glow masks. Everybody used to talk about them. Everybody was raving about the white one and the black one. I feel like every YouTuber was using them. My friend Smags was using them. I finally got the Thirsty Mud mask. It was in like the teal color when they had a smaller size. I tried that out. And then I tried out the purple one when they came out with the purple one. But they came with a little brush. They were kind of expensive. I think like $60 or something. And that was like the mask to get. And I can't even tell you the last time I heard anybody talk about Glam Glow. I haven't used Glam Glow in years. I haven't heard Smags talk about Glam Glow. Nobody's mentioning Glam Glow in their favorites. And so it was kind of like, I feel like they fell off the bandwagon. And then I saw Sephora promoting them. And I was like, okay, well, what's going on, Sephora? Are we trying to get Glam Glow back in the game? But I mean, let me know if you guys still use it. I have not used Glam Glow in years. Okay, I forgot. I actually have two products on this list. Do you guys remember the NYX Jumbo Eye Pencils? Specifically this white one here in milk. Mine is still like in the wrapping. I haven't opened it and I haven't used it, but everybody and their mother was talking about the NYX Jumbo Eye Pencil, especially the shade Milk. They would use it like underneath their shadow to kind of make their shadow pop. I think there was a black one. A lot of people would use the black one if they really wanted to make their eyeshadow pop. But I feel like so many people were talking about these jumbo pencils and using these jumbo pencils. And now I like don't even hear anybody talking about them. I'm pretty sure my friend Molly gave this to me when I met her last year, and I've just kind of held on to it since. It was like nostalgic, like it made me think of the OG YouTube days, but as you can see, I haven't even opened it. So NYX Jumbo Eye Pencil and Milk, where did you go? This next product, I still hear people talk about like here and there, and I would probably still use them if I didn't struggle with eczema on my eyelids, but it's the MAC paint pots. Do y'all remember everybody raved about the MAC paint pots, specifically the one in Soft Ochre and, oh, what was the other one? Soft Ochre was the more yellow toned one. It's like on the tip of my tongue. The more pinky one, gosh, what is it? You guys are gonna know. Tell me the name down below. You know what I'm talking about. The more Soft Ochre was the one that I purchased multiple times. But then I purchased the more pinky one. I'm gonna stop filming and I'm gonna think of the name. And that one I actually feel like worked better for me. And I liked the MAC paint pots because I felt like they were long lasting. They held my eyeshadow in place and they covered up any veining that I had on my eyes. The only thing was, I have eczema on my eyelids and it was irritating that. It was almost like it was too thick, and it wasn't like it was going bad or anything. I just feel like it was a little bit too thick and it was just kind of irritating my eyes. So I had to stop using them. And I feel like a lot of people don't even use eye primer now. Like, do you use eye primer? I use the Fenty eye primer now, but I feel like a lot of times people are saying they either just use their concealer or don't use eye primer at all. But I remember MAC paint pots used to be everybody's jam. Okay, if I moved or something seems different, my daughter woke up from her nap and I could hear her on the other side of the wall. Her new thing is she'll call out for me because she doesn't get out of her bed until somebody goes to get her. And it used to be ever since she was itty bitty, a baby, she would just like lay there happily and peacefully until someone came to get her. She didn't cry, she didn't call out. But lately, like in the mornings and after nap time, she'll go, "Mommy, Daddy," and I could hear her through the wall, so I went to get her. But anyway, we are back. The next product is also a MAC product, and it's the Pro Longwear Concealers. I don't know if it was Jaclyn Hill. I know Jaclyn Hill was like a huge MAC person back in the day. I don't know if it was just her or YouTube in general, but I feel like everybody was using that concealer. I went out and purchased it. I think I was like NC 15, and I might have even gone through 2 of them. Like I know I went through one for sure, and then I went and got another one, and I have not tried it in years, but thinking back, I feel like that formula was really thick. Was that formula really thick? If I'm remembering correctly. I remember it being a pretty thick formula, and my taste now, like back in my 20s, what was I doing with such a thick concealer? But I mean, knowing my preferences now, I don't think that I would even like that concealer anymore, because now I'm into something that's like a little bit more lightweight. I still want to like cover up any dark circles and brighten up, but I don't necessarily want something so heavy. But I don't hear anybody talk about that anymore. I'm gonna try to stop saying that, because I could say that for every product. But did you guys use the MAC Pro Longwear Concealer? Okay, I have not heard from the brand Inglot in forever. And then my friend Heather Austin went to Poland and she made a purchase at an Inglot store there, and she did like a full face of Inglot makeup, but I haven't heard from them in forever. However, I remember everybody using the Inglot Gel Liner. Katie, Desi Perkins, Jaclyn Hill. I feel like everybody was doing that like winged liner with the Inglot Gel Liner. And I remember wanting it so bad, but I just wasn't a gel liner kind of girl. I could get the wing, but I would use one of those like felt tip pens. Like I liked the Kat Von D or the KVD tattoo liner, but I never could master like a gel liner. And I remember I always wanted to pick up the Inglot one because everybody raved about it. And now you don't even hear from Inglot anymore. I actually saw this, I think it was in a declutter. I think Rachel from Things by the Burke, I think this was in her declutter, but she might have even kept it. The KVD, well now it's KVD Vegan Beauty, but it was Kat Von D then, the Shade and Light palette where you had the 3 powders and the 3 contour shades. I wanted that so bad. I never owned it. I wanted it so bad. Everybody was raving about it. I feel like people were panning it. They were using all of the bronzers. They were using the powders to set their eyes. And I never purchased it. And actually looking back, I'm glad that I didn't purchase it, because I'm not someone who would have used all of the bronzer shades or all of the powder shades, and then it would have kind of just been a waste of money. In hindsight, I feel like that was probably better for working makeup artists, but everybody on YouTube was talking about it. Everybody on YouTube had the Shade and Light palette. Everybody on YouTube was hitting pan on it, except for me. And I can't even tell you, other than that declutter, the last time that I saw someone use that palette. This is the other product that I do still have in my collection. Dose of Colors Stone. This is my 3rd stone, I believe. So everybody raved specifically about the shade Stone, which is this beautiful like pinky purpley mauve shade. I went out and purchased it when it was super popular, when it was very hyped up, and then it went bad, I think, and then I ended up getting it in a midi, and then that went bad, and then I wanted it back in my collection just because it was so like nostalgic. It was such an iconic shade, but I really don't reach for this shade that often. It's a little bit deeper than the shades that I reach for lately. I still think the Dose of Colors formula is amazing. I still think this is a fun shade, but I remember everybody talking about Stone, and actually Samantha March talked about the shade Truffle, and I got Truffle in that little mini set when I had mini Stone, and I personally think I like Truffle better than Stone, but yet I still wanted Stone in my collection. Then we have the Anastasia Beverly Hills Glow Kits. There was a new glow kit coming out all of the time. They were usually either quads or there would be 6 of them. and everybody was running out and getting these glow kits. We had neutral glow kits, we had blue glow kits, we had orange glow kits. Nicole Guerrero did a collab with ABH and came out with a glow kit. That was the only glow kit that I had, and in owning that glow kit, I realized that I could only use like half of the shades in there. And that's when I started to figure out that I don't like to purchase face palettes where it's all highlighters or all bronzers or all one type of product, because I don't use all of the products. If you want a highlighter kit to work for all skin tones, then all of them can't work for one skin tone, typically. So I ended up decluttering that, but I remember there was a new glow kit coming out all of the time and people lost their minds over them. Okay. Speaking of highlighters, Laura Geller Gilded Honey. Do y'all remember that? That was the Baked Gelée highlighter with the swirl. You could get it at Ulta. I don't even know if Laura Geller is there anymore. I decluttered my Gilded Honey years ago. I had one though, and thinking back to it, I remember it pulling really gold. I prefer more of like a champagne or a lighter highlight that kind of blends in with the skin. I still want to look highlighted, but I feel like if I'm remembering the Gilded Honey correctly, I feel like it was probably very gold. At least that's how I remember it in my mind. But everybody raved about Laura Geller Gilded Honey. And I cannot even tell you the last time that I saw someone mention that highlighter. The only reason that I knew to think about this highlighter is I was looking back at some of my old videos and like old favorites. And I also looked up Jaclyn Hill's Ride or Die tag. This tag is like 4 or 5 years old at this point, but I looked up her Ride or Die tag, and that's where I got a lot of these from also. And I remember seeing people talk about Gilded Honey, and now I'm like, is that even around anymore? Do you have it in your collection? Oh, okay, 2 more lippies. KVD Lolita. I did not own Lolita, but I'm pretty sure Smags did. It was the liquid lipstick. It was probably a shade similar to this, but I think a little bit more on the nude side, and that was the shade that everybody was wearing. Everybody was wearing Lolita. Lolita took off so much that there was like a lipstick Lolita. There might have even been an eyeshadow palette or a blush or something. Everything was Lolita. Lolita. There's a Lolita 2. They ran with it. But I never owned it, I don't think. I don't remember owning it. I remember wanting it, but I don't remember owning it. I think I might have owned Bow and Arrow, which was another one that's raved about. But I feel like ever since Kat Von D became disassociated with KVD when all of her drama came out, I feel like I don't really hear people talk about the brand KVD anymore. I know they still come out with stuff here and there. Like I know they came out with that concealer recently and people were talking about that, but like, is anybody wearing Lolita anymore? The next lipstick that I know is still around because I saw it at Sephora, and it is similar to this shade here, is the NARS Audacious lipstick in Anna. Everybody was talking about NARS Anna about the same time that they were talking about Dose of Color Stone, and I think it was just this like purple berry mauve shade that everybody was trying to get their hands on. I had NARS Anna. I love the Audacious formula. It was super long wearing. It's a bullet lipstick, but it's very pigmented, very comfortable on the lips, and it lasted a long time. I currently have Barbara on my wish list, but I did have Anna and Anita. Again, I feel like Anita was more like Dose of Color's Truffle, where it's just a little bit lighter and not as purpley, and then Anna was very, very purple. But I remember when everybody was wearing Dose of Color Stone and Lolita, they were also wearing Anna. I wanted to think of like eyeshadow palettes that were super hyped up, but I didn't want to talk about the Urban Decay Naked palettes because I feel like everybody knows about the Urban Decay Naked palettes. Like I don't feel like those are forgotten, and they're still coming out with like nakeds, you know, like Naked Wild West and stuff like that, Naked Honey. So I didn't want to talk about them. I wanted to think of another strand of eyeshadow palettes, and it was the Lorac Pro Palettes. There was a Lorac Pro in the black packaging. There was the Pro 2 in the gray packaging. I had both of those. I hit pan on 1 or 2 shades in both of those. Then there was like the rosy toned one. There was like Lorac Unzipped. They started doing the mega palettes, and everyone went crazy over these Lorac palettes. I have since decluttered mine, but thinking back on it, I feel like I was looking at pictures and I'm like, those eyeshadow palettes are so boring in today's standards, but everybody was raving about them. Everybody was using them. People in my life that weren't even like huge YouTube watchers were using these eyeshadow palettes and raving about these eyeshadow palettes. And I was looking at pictures and I'm like, they're kind of boring. Like, I loved them. I had both of them, but they're kind of boring. And I mean, is Lorac still around? I haven't heard from them in forever. The next one is a primer by Benefit, the Professional. Everyone was using the Benefit Professional. It had like a tan color to it. I even tried it at one point and I feel like it was probably more geared toward oily skin, not dry skin. It didn't do anything for me, but I feel like everybody, Laura Lee, Manny MUA, Desi Perkins, Katie, Nicole Guerrero, Jaclyn Hill, everybody was using Benefit Professional. And then I remember the Professional line like came out with more products, like a radiant one and stuff like that. But I feel like, again, it's the same thing with the eye primer. I feel like not everybody primes anymore. I feel like people are pushing like hydration and sunscreen, but then not so much primers. But like I don't even know the last time that anybody mentioned the Benefit Professional. I haven't seen it anywhere. I haven't heard from it anywhere. Kind of forgot about it until, again, I was going through those ride or die tags and I was like, that was definitely a hyped up one back in the day. Now this last one like really brings me back, like way back to before I even had my channel, when I was just on Instagram and watching YouTube. Y'all, Gerard Cosmetics. Specifically, Carly Bible used to talk about the Brow Bar to Go. And I remember so many people mentioned the Brow Bar to Go, but specifically Carly Bible. She was always using that Brow Bar to Go. I never purchased it, but she would always use it in videos. I always thought about if I wanted to purchase it, but I went with more of a pencil than a powder, which is the Brow Bar to Go. But also, I can't remember the exact name, but I think it was Jaclyn Hill who kind of hyped these up. Those lip glosses that had the light. It had like the mirror on one side and the light. I owned so many of those. So many of those lip glosses. They were super pigmented. They were super creamy. But I remember like they were hyped up because it was like, there's a light on it and a mirror. You can like apply it in the club. And I'm like, who's doing that though? Like, who's pulling their lip gloss out of their purse and using that little mirror and the light and trying to apply it in the club? I mean, did you? Because I didn't. I wasn't really going to clubs then because I was a little bit older. But I still remember the Brow Bar to Go and those lip glosses. And now, I don't even know the last time I used a Gerard Cosmetics product. Alright, but that's going to do it for this video, guys. This was just supposed to be fun. Like I said, I saw the Glam Go going on sale and I was like, oh my gosh, blast from the past, like memory lane, where did these products go? And then I like went down a rabbit hole trying to think of all of like the old OG nostalgic YouTube products, and that's what I came up with. So I would love to know your thoughts in the comments down below. Do you still use any of these? Do you remember them? Are there any OG products that you thought of while watching this video that I did not mention? I would love to know. But otherwise, that's going to do it for this video. Please go ahead and give it a thumbs up if you did enjoy it. Make sure you're subscribed before you go. That way I can see you in the next one. Bye.